You are now listening to the Dad Rules Podcast with your hosts, Mario E. and
Welcome
Kid.
back, everybody, to another episode of the Dad Rules Podcast, where we help you dad better. I'm one of your hosts, Mario E. and Kid, what's going on?
Not much, man. Glad to be back on the pod. What you got for today?
All right, so today we're talking about better late than never. Better late than never. All right, Kid, what you got?
Think about better late than never. I think it's funny because I think we look at people when they come in late, like, bro, what you doing late? You know, like you should have been here earlier. Don't try and come in here now and all that stuff. You should have been on the bandwagon before, especially with the teams that we like, you know, now that we in the playoffs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
People are they got the antennas up about who's switching teams and no, don't try and get with us now since we winning. No, don't try and get with us now since we on our way to the Super Bowl, stuff like that you hear. But when I think about it as far as, you know, the Dad Rules podcast and how that relates to dads, I think like whatever happens in your life, whatever situation you are with your kids, your wife, your baby, your baby's mother, however, better late than never. As far as the relationship, the statistics show us, you know, the kids that have that relationship with their fathers, you know, they tend to do better in school and tend to do better in life. That's not to say that just because you never had a relationship with your dad, that does not say that you're going to be unsuccessful or anything like that. But
Right.
We're just speaking towards that the chances of obtaining success in life are higher when you do have that relationship with your father. And I think a lot of times there are a lot of fathers out there that, for whatever reason, think that it's too late to come back around. Maybe you got caught up into something. Maybe you were caught into the streets. Maybe you were, you know, playing the field. Maybe you were doing your thing.
Yeah.
And
Never too late.
You didn't realize the importance of family and the importance of being in your kids' lives. But if your kids are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40 years old, you still got time. If you still have breath, you know, you still taking breath, you still living, you still have time. Right. And I say, you know, start today. I haven't been there, but I have talked to a lot of people that their dads were not there ever since birth. I've heard a lot of guys say, you know, well, I didn't get a relationship with my dad until later on in life, but, you know, we're okay now. And the crazy thing is, I like hearing that. Because when you say we're okay now, that tells me that at least y'all are talking. At least you're speaking. And then I have other friends that, you know, they're really hurt and they just don't feel like they don't want that relationship. I haven't had it. Why should I try and reach out, you know? And I can understand why they feel that way. You know, I can't necessarily relate to how they feel, but I can understand why they feel like, why should I try and reach out to him? Let him reach out to me. Yeah. You know, because I do feel like the father should reach out to their kids. I feel like it's their responsibility. But just better late than never.
Yeah.
Better late than never. You can make a difference in your child, even if they're grown. You can make a difference.
That's right.
Because if they're grown and they have their own kids, you coming into their life and being who you are and being the best dad that you can at this moment, you can help them be better parents.
Yep.
There's a lot of kids out here that are searching for that love from their father. And they've been doing it for years and years and years, and they never find that love. And they're always looking in the wrong places, and it gets them in a lot of trouble.
That's true.
And then I see a lot of guys that, you know, they had that father figure with their uncles, cousins, maybe older brothers, people that just stepped up to the plate, coaches, all that. But I just say it's still not quite the same as having a relationship with your father. So if you're that dad right now that you haven't been there, you haven't done what you should be doing, you're not supporting your kids emotionally and financially, it's okay. You can pick up today. Today you can change the course of your life and change the course of your kids' life.
Yeah.
What's your thought on that?
No, I think that's spot on, bro. I think about it, one of the things I was just, listening to you talk, and I was thinking, maybe you weren't able to be a good father because for whatever reason you weren't around. Well, pick up that phone, call that child today, maybe be a great grandfather, So, be a good grandpa. That's a start. That's something, you know what I mean? What I kind of wanted to talk about when I think about the topic is, it's everything we do, it's about the choices that we make. All right. And our level of maturity and these things like that. We've talked about on the podcast before about, being prepared, being early, being on time. We know those things. Everybody knows those things, right? To be early is to be on time.
All right, man.
Just saying, that's we know those things. We know sometimes we procrastinate about.
For the listeners, today we had a set time that we were supposed to get on and record, and I got in like a minute before, or it was like right on time.
Yeah.
And Mario,
but to be early is to be on time.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm just saying.
You're right, Mario. You're right.
But sometimes we procrastinate. But when we reach that level to where we need to make a choice, we need to make a decision, do it, and don't think about, oh, it's too late, or I'm too old, or maybe it's your kid, hey, it may be too late to apply for that college now or whatever. No, do it. Go ahead and do those things. It's not necessarily too late, because better late than never, as the saying goes. So it's an old Chinese proverb that I like. I have this activity planner that I use, and there are always quotes in it, right? And it was this one particular day they had the quote in it of this old Chinese proverb, and it says, and I may not have it verbatim, but it says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today, right? So just think about that. If you want a tree in your yard, the best time to have planted that tree was 20 years ago, but the second best, let's go ahead and plant it now. So don't worry about, oh man, it's too late, or I can't do this, or no, do it now, and make sure you're making the right choices beforehand, but if you don't, and if you procrastinated, or, you messed up, dust yourself off and try again, as Aaliyah said, and get back in there and start now. Maybe the best time to do something was yesterday. The second best time is now. Yeah. So get out there and do it. It can be anything, man. Trying out for a team, writing a book, like I said, applying for college, asking somebody out, do it. You may be late, but better late than never.
Shoot your shot.
Yeah.
Shoot your shot. I think it bothered me too, man. I was like in my late 20s and thinking about going into a different career. It was kind of scary, because you just think like your time has passed, but like it's just foolishness. Looking back on it now, man, that was just foolishness. It was just foolishness, man. Like, just go and attack it. And even with going back to school, or starting a new business, even when we started podcasts and things like that, and we looked at all the people that have reached success at such a late age in life.
That's right.
Like, guys, it is never too late. But I do think part of the reason, part of the problem is like, because we live in that social media society where all the millionaires are 20 years old and all this stuff. I'm like, man, look, you can't look at that.
Right. Right.
You can't look at that. Like, with celebrities, they live a different life than we are. They're human just like we are, but it's just different circumstances. Because even when you look at, I was telling somebody the other day, talking about the NFL players, how much money they were making. And I said, well, you got to look at it like this. They're making their lifetime worth of money in their early 20s. But how many of them are going to be able to play until their 30s? I think the average NFL career is like 3 years.
Yeah, something like that.
So you go in at 22 years old, and then here you are at 25, your career is over. Yeah, you made $3 million, but now this $3 million has to last you until 65. So you're 25, and now the money that you've made, which this is probably the highest amount of money that you're going to make in a, from a yearly salary standpoint. It all goes down from here. Unless you start your own businesses or you're an analyst on TV, they're paying you crazy amounts of money, or you end up
investing in the right things,
movie stars, or something like that. But you think about that, the money that you make has to last you for the next 40 years until retirement. That's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
So, like I said, man, it's like we have to just stay focused on what we know is best and do what's best for our families. And if it's the best thing for you and your family, do it. Don't worry about how long it's going to take. Don't worry about how old you are. Don't worry about how old you think your kids are going to be by the time you're able to get to a certain point. If you stop thinking about that stuff and just work hard as you can, you'll be surprised at where you'll be.
Yeah.
Stop thinking about the inches that you have to crawl and just focus on crawling.
Yeah.
I think I got that reference from like a Facing Giants movie where the boy had put somebody on his back and he had the blindfold on, and he told him he just wanted on the bear crawl like 10 yards. And he just said, keep going, keep going, keep going. And before he knew it, he had went the whole football field because he had put his blinders on. He didn't see what he was doing. He just focused on doing it.
Yeah.
And I think that's it's something that we all can learn with that demonstration. It's just focus on your goals and not your oppositions.
That's right. That, like I said before, man, all that comes with maturity. All that comes with maturity. And, we all mature at different times, and maybe in your 20s, maybe in your teens, in your early 20s, maybe you're not thinking about certain things, but by the time you hit your 30s, maybe you're thinking more maturely. And, just because you're 30, you're not old. Just because you're 40, you're not old. 50, 60, people aren't necessarily old, it's never too late. Your age may be older than some, but that doesn't mean that you're too old to do something.
Right.
So it's if you got a dream in your heart, do it. Encourage your kids to do it, especially your kids, encourage them to do it now and not to wait. But if they do wait, encourage them to start. Second best time to start is now.
Yeah.
Second best time to start is right now.
Yeah. Because I think about it like with my son, and I was like, what if my son gets to like 15 years old and he says, Dad, I want to play golf. I want to be as great as Tiger Woods or something like that. And then I'm like, yes, it would have been great if we could start when you were 5, 6, or 7 years old, but for him to think at that moment that, well, I'm just too old now.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, man, it's not about how long you're doing something. I think it's all about the intensity that you attack it with.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Because you think about people like, and then I think sometimes we get fearful when we go into certain professions, because we know that people have been doing it for years and they pretty much got everything wrapped up. But the way things work sometimes is God can do more for you in 10 years than he's done for them in 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's all about your intensity. Wherever your faith lies at, those are key components. How you attack it with the intensity that you attack it with, aligned with your faith, and think about all the things that you can accomplish in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Even in 6 months, you can do more than somebody did in 6 years.
Yeah.
It's just about believing, man. Believing, having faith, and doing your best, and stop worrying about the outside noise.
Yeah. Put those blinders on, like you said, man. Sometimes that's what you got to do. Put those blinders on. A lot of times that's what you got to do. Because a lot of it, like you said, is just outside noise. It's a distraction. It's to be a distraction to you, you know? And put those blinders on and go.
No.
Do it. Don't worry about what somebody's saying, man. I'm gonna tell you, like, it just speaking about this podcast, man, and us, you know, doing this and having a vision for doing this. If we had listened to what people were saying, we wouldn't be doing this right now. You know, if I listened with everything somebody said, why are you doing that? You doing that? How that's gonna work? How that's gonna work, man? If people had you out here, you know, not doing anything, man, because like people, that's just how some people are, man. If I'm serious, it's just how some people are, man. They Debbie Downers, you know. You get around them and they want to bring you down. And you know, if you get out here and you know you listening to people and their opinions all the time, you won't accomplish nothing sometime, man.
And you
That's
better
why you
stop.
get with people. You get with people, man, who got your best interest at heart, and that's gonna give you good advice, good sound advice, and that's gonna, you know, give you some wisdom. That's gonna pray for you, and yeah, man, you know, it's can't listen to everything everybody's saying all the time.
If you living off of compliments and encouragement from other people, and that's your lifeline, you're not gonna live long.
Yeah.
You're not gonna live long. Man, some people won't compliment you because they like your stuff.
Yeah.
Man, people will unfriend you on social media because you look too happy. Yeah. And they going through something. You know what I'm saying? So, man, don't put your fate in other people's hands. Like,
yeah. Social media is a weird place, man. It's not real. It really ain't. It's not real. It's not real. When do people post what they really look like?
Do we want to see? Do we want to see that though? Like, do we want to see?
How many times you think about it? Like, for real, when people post selfies, how many times do they retake the picture before they actually post it? You know, you only see what they want you to see. You only see the good stuff. You know, if somebody put a picture of what they had for dinner, they're gonna have it all nice on the plate. Except sometimes people do be putting them little struggle plates on social media. I gotta laugh at it. But no, man, you know, some people, like, they gonna put with, you know, like the manufactured great image of what their life is like. I'm not gonna put a picture up on social media. I'm guilty of it sometimes myself. If I'm going on the Facebook or whatever, I'm not gonna put a picture up of my wife looking mad, my kids looking, like they uninterested and we're at some place that's supposed to be fun. I'm not gonna post that. I'm gonna take the picture. Hey, y'all. Hey, get in the picture, smile, look happy,
Right.
Be at Disney World, I got to put this on the gram,
Wow.
I mean, so people, that's just what people do,
Yeah.
and like I said, man, it's, it's fake, and you can't live your life based on what you see other people doing. All these celebrities and social media influencers and stuff, it's fake. A lot of it is fake, man.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went there, but
I think it's good though. We need to know this. Like, we need to know this stuff as dads, man. Like, that's not real life, bro.
It ain't. It's not real.
Like, man, and like my wife, man, she is like 5 months pregnant now. So baby girl's about to be here in a little while.
Yeah, y'all about halfway over.
Yeah, and she was like, we haven't taken any pictures or anything. I was like, yeah, because I'm trying to get ready for the baby.
Yeah.
I don't have time to be like, oh yeah, we're painting the baby's room. Yeah, I'm ordering the crib. Yeah, I'm getting my finances straight so I can make sure I can take care of her. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when I'm just too busy living life, I got pictures that I need to post up now, to be honest with you. That's why we take pictures and I put everything up and people be like, oh, y'all at the beach? Yeah, we went there last summer. I'm just kind of doing a photo.
Yeah.
But you just gotta live and do what you want to, man, and just do what's best for your family. Like I said, if you haven't been enjoying your times with them, or you haven't been taking your family anywhere or spending time with them like you should, man, it's better late than never, guys.
That's right.
Are you got anything else?
No, I don't.
All right. Well, we thank you guys for listening to the Dad Rules podcast. We got Mario E and Kid, and we're signing out. Peace, guys.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Dad Rules podcast with your host, Mario E and Kid. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, follow and like us on Facebook and Instagram. You can find our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, Breaker, and Player FM. Till next time.